A set scriptum document many things in all realities. One of the things we document is the species of all realities. I will explain to you everything we've documented on them so far. We start with the Neko. Nekos are part of the feline family. They have an appearance reminiscent to the average normal cat but have very humanoid proportions. Usually the Nekos are just a tad bit smaller than the average human, but this does not affect them as they are considered a much more superior species to humans, because of their higher intelligence and reflex skills. Next we have the Warden. The Wardens are creatures found in the deep dark ancient cities. They are part of the Skulk family and the Ant. These creatures originated from the Ant just like all Skulk. They were creations made by the Underlings similar to the Iron Golem. Wardens are like all other Skulk. They are a sound-based organism that is also blind. Another Skulk creature is the Underlings and Enterdemons. Underlings are a creature found alongside the Wardens in the deep dark ancient cities. They are part of the Skulk family and were banished from the Ant when they lost the war with the Shadow Wizards. The Underlings have two sides: the normal everyday Underlings that can speak English, or the Enterdemons that can speak English and are used as the fighters of the Skulk tribe along with the Wardens. Moving on to the Shadow Wizards. Shadow Wizards are a tribe of Ant people that use a type of magic called Shadow Magic. They harness the power from an element called Omega, which is linked to the Abyss. Shadow Wizards, as previously stated, won the war in the Ant and banished all Skulk. Next we have the Endermen. Endermen are tall humanoid creatures found in the Ant. They used to be part of the Skulk family and had green eyes. Eventually the Endermen were converted by the Shadow Wizards into being a part of the Shadow family, turning their eyes purple. Their Skulk origins is also the reason why some Enderlings look similar to the Endermen. Something very peculiar about the Endermen is that they never originated in the Ant. When beings die, they either reincarnate, go to heaven or hell, die for good, or become a servant of death. These servants of death are the original Endermen. A unique function about them is that when they reproduce, their offspring will have the appearance of whatever the parent species was before becoming a servant of death, but they will still look like an Enderman. Over time, generations of new Endermen would form with Skulk attributes that would travel to the Ant, where they would live for the rest of their lives and eventually become shadows. Our final creature from the Ant for now are the Shapeshifters. Shapeshifters are creatures from the Ant. Their appearance is a dark humanoid with some kind of mask. The Shapeshifters, as it says in the name, can shapeshift into things. The Shapeshifters live on the very outskirts of the Ant, far from civilization. The next creature is the Shade. The Shades are small dark creatures that are created in a similar way to glitched entities. When a powerful entity dies, it becomes a Shade. Shades do not have souls, so they hang around with the nearest community until they transform into whatever the community's species was. Shades are made from the dead materials of the old creature that died, but it decays so fast it becomes coal and oil with a bit of sulfur from the earth around it. Shades are very weak and can easily be killed, but when they do, they become a pool that will stay there if it isn't touched. Shades have a very unique ability. They can copy an ability from another creature or person, but much weaker. Now we have the glitched entities. Glitched entities are a specific group of species. How they are created is similar to the Shade. When a powerful person or creature dies at their most powerful state, and they die, they become a glitched entities. Glitched entities are actually supposed to be dead, but they defy death, so they become glitched. Glitched entities are unnaturally powerful. Glitched entities are very unnatural and a glitch in reality. They aren't supposed to exist. Next up we have the distorted entities. When a glitched entity dies, it becomes a distorted entity. I previously stated that glitched entities are not supposed to exist. Well, these really aren't supposed to exist. They are so distorted they warp reality around them and can bend it to their will. Distorted entities are everything but natural and some of the most powerful beings in existence, but although they are unbelievably powerful, they have to be careful, because if they use too much of their power, reality will erase them from existence as a defense mechanism for all the stress they are putting on reality. Next we have the warped entities. When reality erases the distorted entities, it actually puts them in a new plane of existence called the other side. By this point the entity truly cannot rest and is stuck for the rest of time. Next up are the fated. The fated are dark shadows that linger in the other side. They hunt down warped entities so that they can convert them into one of their own. Fated can never die and never leave. They wish that they can end it all, but they cannot. There is only one more type of entity, and that is shattered entities. Shattered entities are beings who have been so distorted that their very existence is shattered between all planes. This makes them quite literally nowhere and everywhere at every time. There has apparently only been 2 shattered entities, and they are redacted. It appears the only way to become shattered is